Hello, good morning and welcome to Sunrise Sports with me, Kelvin Owusu Ansah. Let's start from the camps of the Black Meteors, who have already touched down in the country after their disappointing performance at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. While the Olympic team's head of management committee, Freddie Champion, has revealed that the technical team, together with the playing body, has been dissolved. And after that disappointing performance, they hope to reconstitute the team in the next 2 years.
The point I'm raising is that this team was formed for the purposes of the Olympic Games. Qualifying for the Olympic Games. So we failed to qualify. So obviously, if it happens that the Executive Council will discuss maybe in offering another appointment and they consider the coach to continue, well, it will be the decision of the Executive Council. I'm not in a position to say whether you continue or not, because I in person or like an individual do not make appointments in terms of the national teams. It's the decision of the Executive Council.
Yes,
I'm saying that the team stands dissolved because this team was for the Olympic Games and we didn't qualify. There's no tournament for us next year. The team stands dissolved anyway.
Well, the team stands dissolved, but Jerome Oche has spoken about the team that has been dissolved. He's been following closely the performance of the various national teams and hasn't been too happy.
The problem with our national teams presently is that there doesn't seem to be an appropriate transitional plan from the under-17 to the senior national team. And if I were the FA, or if I was part of the FA setup, I would be thinking of what we can do to actually get a plan for our various national teams. I've been reading in the media that they intend launching something like a philosophy for our game. I don't know what that philosophy entails, but I've seen the flyers around indicating that there's going to be a Ghana football philosophy. I hope that whatever is in that document would capture something that will look at how our players transition from under 17 to 20 to 23 and then to the senior national team.
Well, Jerome Oche on the dissolution of the Olympic team for Ghana. Now, Abdul Faisal Chipsa is saddened by the performance of the national teams and wants an urgent attention given to the fundamentals of Ghana football. He is a high performance specialist for FIFA.
If you're 17, well, if your 20s are not doing well, don't expect to have a competing U23. It's as simple as that. It's a progression. You go from one stage to the other. Both the lower teams, 17s or U20s, have all failed to compete at the highest level. So for me, what we see now started years ago. We've just not paid it. So if we really want to compete at this level, then we have to go back to the lower national teams, start to build from there. That includes a proper talent ID system, that includes education for players, better education for coaches. And we have to keep up with the money. If we're just going to look at ours, we are far off from the rest. That includes we have to analyze those games. We have to see what the common game is pointing, and we have to catch up to. Right now, I can tell you, Ghana League or youth leagues are far off what they. So if we keep focusing on our country and feeding in that lesser environment, it's possible to go into an international competition and ready to compete at that level, because taking a fish out of water don't provide the same environment for the fish. It dies, and that's exactly what we are facing. So our competitions back home very poor, but to move from that environment to one which is very high. It doesn't work out. The whole ecosystem in Crete needs a revamp, and I think about time we all sit down and talk about where we are and.
So that is from Abdul Faisal Chipsa there, who is a high-performance specialist on the fundamentals of Ghana football. Now, you know, these Black Stars head coach Chris Hughton, who was tasked with the overall responsibility of the national teams, other national teams, was present in Morocco as the Black Meteors played poorly. Yalfo Sulabi throws a word of caution to Hughton ahead of Ghana's last AFCON qualifier against the Central African Republic.
The only bright spot has been the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations win with Fatawu Shahaku. And since then, every other thing has crumbled. The princesses have crumbled, the maidens have been banned, the queens are not doing well. Something has to be done. I don't think anybody at the Football Association should look at what is happening and feel proud that they hold positions in there. So hopefully meetings are held and then things change. so that, we can just get our football back on track again. And also, just a final word of caution. If Chris Hughton was watching that game against Guinea, he should know that it is the same level of football that the Central African Republic is going to play with us in September. And we need a win to qualify for the AFCON in that game. So if I mean, the thing is that thinking of Ghana or the Black Stars not qualifying for an AFCON is like a wildest imagination. It's not something that could happen.
Yeah.
But
it's possible.
Yeah. And it is a word of caution to Chris Hughton. If it has happened to the Meteors, it can happen to the Black Stars.
Yeah.
Well, the Black Stars need a win in that particular game to qualify for the African Nations Cup that will be coming up in Cote d'Ivoire in 2024. Now, moving on, Chelsea will not stand in Barbara Rahman's way as he closes in on a move to Greek side PAOK Thessaloniki, ending an injury-hit ATS at the Stamford Bridge. The 29-year-old is in advanced talks to join PAOK on a free transfer. Osman Rahman of London World has spoken on the defender's exit.
I mean, it was quite really clear that Baba would try to move on from Chelsea. Like you rightfully said, in 2015 when he went, his first season was quite good. He had 23 games. In that very chaotic Chelsea team, it was under Jose Mourinho. But since then, he went to the AFCON, had a really bad knee injury, and it's not been the same for him. And Chelsea are changing. Chelsea is not the same club that it was under Roman. So they're trying to move on a lot of people, including loan players. A few weeks ago, we're told that Bakayoko's contract was also terminated. Barber's contract was supposed to be terminated, but it had to do with money because Barber rightfully had a year left on his deal and he was on 4 million, and you can't write off 4 million. Nobody can write off 4 million totally. So it was always going to be about discussions about how to pay maybe 80% of that. And we're told that Barber has been able to get at least 80% of his 4 million a year deal. And PAOK will sign him on for free. And Chelsea are only now trying to say that if eventually he plays in any form of Europe, be it in the Conference League or the Europa League or the Champions League with PAOK, then Chelsea will get a fee on it. But it's good. It's a good deal for the player. What he will lose though is significantly. It's a lot of money. In that he was on around 4 million a year. Now he's going for around 1 million. So that's a huge loss in any department if you're going to do. But he's 29, he needs to go to a club where he'll play, a club where he belongs to, and a club that might possibly be playing in Europe.
Well, Rahman joined Chelsea for £22 million from Augsburg in 2015, but has just made 23 appearances for the Blues and has repeatedly been sent out on loan to PAOK, Redden, Mallorca, Reims, and then Schalke in Germany. So we just hope Abdul Rahman gets the team of his choice. Now, Kumasi Asante Kosoko's board has reported after their 3-year mandate ended to Otumfo Seitutu and the Mensah Traditional Council. Well, the board led by Dr. Kwame Che was told yesterday that their mandate will not be extended, which brings to an end their reign. Well, that also ends the appointment of Nanaya Amponsa and the management team that was also appointed in the August of that particular year, that is 2020, in collaboration between the two entities. There were successes, but the club won the Ghana Premier League title in their second season. However, it appeared that disagreement emerged between the management and the board, specifically Dr. Kwame Che and that is Nanayo Amponsa, having their own differences. Well, Dr. Kwame Che's involvement with his own club, Nations FC, which earned a promotion to the Ghana Premier League last season, has seemingly diverted his attention away from the Porcupines. We'll be getting a lot more from Eugene Edupoko, who has been following a lot more from Kumasi. Now, Black Galaxy's coach Arno Walker has made a return to Ghana Premier League side Great Olympics. Walker is returning to the capital-based club as a replacement for Bismarck Kobe-Mensah, whose contract with the club ran out last month. The veteran coach left the head coach role at FC Samatex last week after terminating his contract mutually, despite an impressive spell in the club's maiden campaign in the Ghanaian top flight. Walker guided the Timber Boys to finish the season in 10th place in the Ghana Premier League at the end of the 2022-2023 season. Now moving away from Arnold Walker, Mauricio Pochettino arrived on Monday for his first day as Chelsea manager. The Argentine, who was out of job since leaving PSG in the last 15 months and accepted to return to the Premier League once again, has started his duty as Chelsea was. The former Tottenham Hotspur manager, Mauricio Pochettino, has spoken for the first time since being named Chelsea's new boss and starting work with the Blues.
I think we are really excited. We are so happy that at least today we can start here in Kovan and the training ground, knowing the people, the staff, meeting the staff, and I think it's exciting now for us. And of course, what we want is to give or to bring, the happiness again to this great football club, working hard, playing in the way that the fans can enjoy football. And then the history of Chelsea is win. I think in the last 10, 12, 15 years, I think Chelsea is the greatest team in England, and that we know very well. I think I know very well the Premier League. I know very well what means Chelsea, the culture of Chelsea. I think our fans, they are so excited also to be in the road of trying to win, and of course for us to feel really exciting about to work with a very young team in a different approach, of course, than in the past. But I think we need to all understand that we need to work really hard, but in the same time create a very good atmosphere on the training ground to build the successful for the team in the next few years.
Well, that is Chelsea's new boss, Mauricio Pochettino. Now, former England and Liverpool midfielder Steven Gerrard has been named manager of Saudi Arabian side Al Ettifaq. Well, also the Saudi side Al Nassr have also signed Croatian midfielder Marcelo Brozovic from Inter Milan for a reported 18 million euros. Now, to some tennis, and the Wimbledon started yesterday with Novak Djokovic drying out the court with his towel and urged the crowd to blow in as the rain delayed in his first challenge for the Wimbledon title he won last season. Well, he defeated Argentina's Pedro Caixin 6-3, 6-3, 7-6. Djokovic hasn't lost on the Wimbledon grass court in the last 10 years, nearing over 300 hours without a loss.
It is. What a second home to have. I mean, it doesn't get much better than Wimbledon, really, in terms of history and tradition of our sport. And I've said it many times throughout my career. Coming to Wimbledon was always the dream to win it. The childhood dream came true in 2011, and each year I come back, I kind of relive those memories, and just kind of connect with that young boy that was dreaming in Serbia to win the biggest and most important tennis tournament in the world. So I try to not take any match, any minute that I spend on the court here for granted. And I'm definitely blessed, so it's a wonderful feeling to be here.
Well, there were other results, notably lucky loser Michael Moore standing world number 11 Felix Auger-Aliassime in 4 sets, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6, 6-4, and top seed Iga Swiatek laid down a marker on day one at the Wimbledon with a dominant performance over China's Zhu Lin. She won 6-1, 6-3 over the world number 34. Also, American teenager Coco Gauff was the first big-name casualty, losing to Sophia Kenin 6-4, 2-6, 6-4 in the first round to that qualifier. Now, also, Elena's Vitolina defeated 5-time champion Venus Williams 6-4, 6-3. Well, there are other notable matchups coming up today as we expect the likes of Dominic Thiem to be in action. There is also an opportunity to see Stefanos Tsitsipas, so that big one is coming up at 10. Dominic Thiem and then Stefanos Tsitsipas. That would be very early today. Well, in the women's, we expect some other notable matchups. That is Margarita Betova against Kaja Juvan, and also there is Shoizan against Donna Vekic, and Annette Kontaveit also in action there. That will be all for sports this morning on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Well, the morning show continues, but DJ Abiam has a lot more. Stay tuned on your Urban Lifestyle Radio for a lot more.